Welcome to another Album Book Club interview. This week we are talking to Aaron, the guitar player and manager for Flicker Fade, and we are at the wonderful Summit venue in their green room. So let's get to the music. All right, I guess we'll start with our first question here, which is where did the name Flicker Fade come from?
So the name Flicker Fade, this actually can tie into kind of the origins of the band. We started, I don't even want to say started, because it was just like we just had an idea to just do like one pop-up Halloween show, and that was it. I was in a band previously. We took like 2 years off, and I was like, after not playing music for like 2 years, I was like, kind of want to start playing again. So I kind of formed this little super band to do a Halloween set, and we were doing a Taking Back Sunday set. And essentially we're like, we need some kind of name for the flyer just to like market ourselves. Our only intention at the time was just, we're gonna do one set, I'm gonna have fun, and then be like, cool, that was enough. So Flicker Fade is kind of a deep cut Taking Back Sunday song that I always kind of really enjoyed from one of their newer albums. And I was like, that's catchy, so we'll just like use that as the band name. Put an extra slash in the middle so they can't sue us. and then we'll call it a day. So we played our set. It went freaking great. Venue asked us to do another show, and then like 2 years later, we just haven't stopped. So yeah, the name came from a Taking Back Sunday deep cut, because initially we were only planning to do one show as a Taking Back Sunday cover band.
That's cool. What made you guys want to start doing the emo night events?
I mean, we just freaking love emo music. We're like, we want to play music we love, that we're really invested in. I grew up listening to this music through high school. I was involved with Sad Boys, which is like an emo event in town, for about 4 years here. So it just means a lot to us and had a big impact on our lives. So we kind of wanted to share that, because we figured there'd be other people who also felt that way about the music. And we just wanted to play music together and just have fun with our sets. So it was kind of like, felt really natural to just kind of shift into, because tying to our last point, we started as a Take Back Sunday band, and then the next set we were like, let's expand a bit. And then we kind of evolved into this whole encompassing emo night from that, just because that's the music we love. And if we're having fun playing music, it's hard for people to not also have fun enjoying that music. So that was kind of our basis with the band.
Heck yeah. So did you guys start with your full production, the music videos behind you, all the guests, or did you kind of ramp it up over time?
Yes, and it turns out it was way more work than I thought it would be. So at this point, I mean, we have about 100 songs that we play at this point, and it's when we started up. So I do all the editing on our visuals. Our first few shows was kind of like figuring out how to make that work. So we have the click tracks that go to our in-ear monitors, and then I kind of had to go in and like manually edit the music videos to sync up with those click tracks, so that we could be playing at the same moment that's happening in the music video, which is like a really cool experience. And I didn't want to create this project and then just kind of half-ass it, because the music means a lot to us, and we wanted to provide like the best experience possible. And those music videos, a lot of people grew up watching MTV and seeing all the Sum 41 music videos, stuff like that, growing up. So I figured it'd be cool to add that visual element to our shows. And it's quite a lot of work. I think our first set we played was about 32 songs, and it took me roughly 40 hours to edit all the visuals for that set. And now pretty much every Columbus show, we add new songs into our set. That's kind of our moment every year, where we just freshen up the set, keep the experience new, keep adding new stuff into our set. So I have to go in and kind of edit all the visuals for each song, sync them up to our click track, and then we'll run through them in practice just to make sure they sync up well and that. So it's like quite a bit of work, but it's worth it, because this project means a lot to us, and the experience we provide, it means a lot that we provide the best experience we can to the fans. So it's long story short, it's a lot of work, but it's worth it to us because it just makes our show that much better, having that visual element of seeing the nostalgia of all those music videos.
Yeah, I can definitely say from the audience perspective, it does look really cool. Like, it adds a lot to the show. It's really well done. Do you guys find any difficulties getting backing from other bands?
Not really. So starting out, yes, because there's like,
It's that cover band stigma.
yeah, there's a negative connotation with cover bands, and I completely get it because I was in an original band for 6 years, and cover bands just always had like a negative kind of connotation to them. But I think what kind of helps set us apart is that, one, we make a lot of effort to incorporate other artists and be able to help advertise other artists through what we're doing. We've collaborated with Tiger Made of Lightning, Harmless Habit, 5x5, like all these great local bands, and I try to bring in like new guests. Like we've had Liz from the Cordial Sins play violin with us. We've had Phil from Minnows. He sang for like, and he's also in like one of the best Weezer cover bands in town. So we had him hop on for some Weezer songs. We try to do our best to like network and also promote other local bands with what we're doing. And then the other aspect is what means a lot to us, which is our charity side of the event. We donate a portion of all proceeds to mental health charities. We've donated to WAVE, which is We Amplify Voices. They're a local charity which helps like provide music lessons and instruments to like underserved communities in Columbus. And then we've also donated to the Kaleidoscope Foundation, which helps support LGBTQ+ youth. The mix of like wanting to incorporate support for other local bands and building a community around the band rather than just us being the cover band in town. Like we wanted to build a community rather than just a band. And so I feel like that's helped us gather a lot of support from the community.
To kind of back off that, is there anyone else that you guys would love to have come play with you that may see this video?
Man, I've reached out to like as many local artists as I can because I'll be seeing their sets and I'm just like I've like Over and Out was a big one where Matt was just like, he's an insane vocalist. And when we had a open up on one of our guitarist positions in the band, I was like, Matt, you have to come sing with us, like play guitar, rock out with us, like join the band for a bit. And whenever there's a local artist that I see that's like really doing some cool stuff in the community, I reach out to them and try to get as many different people involved with the band as possible. Because, dude, being in I was in a local band like here doing originals for 6 years. It's all about the community you build. It's not about, there's no competition. Like you're not trying to one up the next band. There's a little bit of competitive factor, and I think that's healthy because it pushes you to get better, to be more energetic, provide the best experience possible. But ultimately, we're trying to build the same thing here. So there's always bands I'm reaching out to and being like, hey, love your stuff. Like, please hop on our set. We'll give you guys a shout out. Like, just be involved.
That's awesome. We kind of do the same thing. We reach out to so many people. So, having played, a decent number of live shows, do you have any funny moments that you'd like to share?
Oh man, our shows are kind of funny because they're just kind of unexpected, and we wing a lot of stuff, in the sense that like we've had bits that it's like comedic bits that have just like progressed throughout the years. My favorite one, and this is also probably my favorite moment too, was when we've built up this Weezer bit. We had like an in-band kind of argument about whether Weezer was considered emo music. So we took it to Instagram, had everyone vote on it, and like 80% of people voted that Weezer was emo music. So we've just had this Weezer bit that's just progressed throughout the years, where it's like we added one Weezer song in, and then the second Weezer song. And then for a while we kind of were like, this Weezer is emo music, Beverly Hills and everything after isn't emo music. And then we had our last show of the year this past year. We broke out Beverly Hills, and people were just like, what? they've been doing this bit for a year about how Beverly Hills isn't emo music, and then we just like kind of rickrolled them with Beverly Hills. So that kind of stuff. And our last show, so we have at the end of the night, if people want an encore, hopefully they do, we have a little encore wheel we spin with a bunch of different bands on there, and whatever the band lands on, we'll play a song from them as the encore. And the very first night we broke out the wheel, we were joking in rehearsal before the show, and we were like, it's gonna be so funny if it lands on Weezer. The very first spin, it goes around, and then boom, lands on Weezer. Half the crowd was so stoked, the other half was just like, oh God, more Weezer. It's like the 4th Weezer song tonight. So that moment was really funny. And then the other moments that mean a lot to us is when we have like really special guests hop on. We've had Eddie Reyes from Taking Back Sunday hop on a few of our sets, and that guy was like, I grew up listening to that guy. I learned all the songs on guitar from Tell All Your Friends. Like, he was one of like the 2 main guitarists I had growing up that was just like listen through every song and like kind of modeled my guitar playing after. So having him join us on sets is always just like a surreal moment where it's like, okay, high school Aaron would be like freaking stoked about this, which is really cool to look back on.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's always nice to have like a gig with your vet, or your favorite guy. Do you have any advice for those who are kind of looking to play live and have fun?
Have fun. That's the biggest advice I can give people. Like, if you're having fun on stage and enjoying what you're doing, it makes it really hard for the audience to not also enjoy what you're doing. I was in another band before this for 6 years. We were like fairly successful on like a regional level, had some like rock radio, Billboard hits, stuff like that. And man, I got burned out. And it's easy to get burned out in music. It's can be very draining. And a goal with launching Flicker Fade was like, I wanted a project that I was excited and passionate about again. And I think that is the key to like being a successful band in this day and age. It's like, it's a lot of work, but you need to love what you're doing and just have fun with it. Because if you're having fun, it's, like I said, a lot of people will have fun with you. And that's the key to building that kind of community around your band or brand or whatever you're doing.
So at the end of these interviews, we always like to ask the guest for an album suggestion from you for us to review on our weekly podcast.
Whew. And it can be any album?
Any album.
The Greatest Generation by the Wonder Years. It is my #1 all-time favorite album, and it's perfect from start to finish. And if you guys don't like it, I will unfollow you on Instagram.
Well, we'll be honest about it. So
You're like, actually, I already know the album, and it's trash, so get out.
Welcome to everybody's favorite part of the show. This is the Plug Yo Shit segment. This is where you get to shout out everything you got going on, coming up, and going on.
Can there be crowd like applause in the background too?
There can be
This
now.
feels like it's our live audience right here.
You'll get to hear that a couple more times.
So, pretty much just the band. We're Flicker Fade live emo band night. We're based in Columbus, Ohio. We play about 3 hours worth of emo pop punk music with some fun sprinkles thrown in like Limp Bizkit or Kelly Clarkson. Anything from the early 2000s era. We're playing all over regionally. We have shows in Indianapolis, Louisville, Chicago, Dayton, Columbus, Detroit, and then we'll be doing a run out to North Carolina in the fall. So we're playing all over. Come out to a show, come say hi. We're nice and friendly. But yeah, it's the band's taking over my life, man. But it's a good problem to have. It's what kind of everyone wants with their band project. So we feel really grateful to have the support that we do.
Thank you very much. I think that's all we got for you.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.